What's up, people? We are in Hanoi, Vietnam. It's about 38 degrees, summertime here. Just jumping on the motorbike and heading to the old quarter. I want to go and check out the old quarter and see what the old quarter is like. I haven't been to the old quarter for a few weeks and thought I'd go for a bit of a ride. So at this time of the day, the traffic here is pretty low because it's so hot. It's getting up to the upper 30s. So a lot of the Vietnamese stay inside. They don't like the sun. Actually, they cover up. As you can see, a lot of them wearing long sleeve jackets. They believe that having their skin fair looking is more prized to them, but as we know, it's cultural incentives. It's still a little bit crazy on the streets, even though there's a little bit of people out and about. But let's navigate our way to the old quarter, and I want to check out some of the vibes around there and see if my favorite kebab shop is open. I'm hoping my favorite kebab shop is open in the old quarter. Anyway, let's navigate this traffic. And pedestrians. See all the pedestrians. So you've got to navigate traffic, pedestrians, people on motorbikes, but also people on bicycles. An example is this person coming up here on the right. Sometimes they try and own the whole street, which is pretty crazy. Anyway, no lights here, so it's just whatever goes kind of styles. I call it like organized chaos. See what I mean? These are the styles here, man. If you can get used to it, you'll do well here in Hanoi on a motorbike. If you can't get used to this and you have an accident all the time, well, you're gonna be in trouble, man. Anyway, guys, we'll see you guys at the old quarter. So as you can see, guys, we're back in the old quarter, one of the iconic spots of tourism here in Hanoi, Vietnam. And there's hardly any tourists out on the streets here, which is pretty sad, I guess, for some of these businesses and locals. But this is what the corona has created, so it sucks in a way. Anyway, we're going to try and see if my kebab shop is open. Doesn't look like it. No, they are closed. It's all changed now. Used to be right here, and you used to eat inside here, and order over here. Actually, I'll link up the top one of my vlogs from this kebab shop that I came here a few times with some of my friends from New Zealand. But looking at it now, man, it is an empty slot. Looks like they're gonna put up some kind of house or business accommodation. It's pretty sad, but that's what the corona's created, man. All these small businesses have gone down and no tourists around. We're gonna head to Huan Kim Lake, which is the real big hotspot in this area, and let's see if we can see any foreigners, any tourists there. But I'm guessing there's not going to be much there, probably like a handful, which are probably like the foreigners that actually stay here, just going for a walk around there. I assume there's going to be hardly any tourists at all around the old quarter, so it's a pretty sad sight that this corona has created. Anyway, I've decided to stop here at one of my favorite spots that makes these little donuts here. They're really delicious little donuts. That's how they cook them. So we're going to grab some. And I don't know what those ones are, but we'll grab some of these ones.
Mấy cái? Oh.
These ones here are like the sesame seed ones, which are pretty nice. They kind of remind me of the island donuts back in Otara in New Zealand. They're pretty hot too. Come on, Ban. Thank you. So we'll grab some of those donuts. All right, so let's head on to Juan Kim and have a bit of a nosy and a bit of a look around there. All right, guys, so we have come to Juan Kim. Now this is the hotspot area, and as you can see, hardly anyone over here. This area here, especially where the red bridge is, and there's a pagoda over here, that's usually the massive hotspot. But look at that, there's hardly anyone in this area at all. The red bridge is just over there. Just locals. You can see some of the hawkers over there trying to get some customers, but there's no foreigners at all. I can't see any foreigners here whatsoever. But this is the main hotspot area around Juan Kim Lake, Old Quarter. You have lots of tourists that actually come here and they just take photos of the red bridge and of the pagoda that's over there, and there's a little temple as well. And then you've got all these Vietnamese youngsters that crowd around and they try and talk to the foreigners to try and learn English from the foreigners, so they try and create some kind of conversation. But you don't see any of that now, so I'm hoping that the Vietnamese will open up the borders the end of the year at the earliest, because as of right now, which is heading towards the end of June 2020, the Vietnamese government have decided not to open up the borders at all, so they're not sure when they're going to open it. But just looking at the patterns and looking at the virus that's spreading around in the Western countries, I don't think it's going to be for a while, so all these small businesses are going to take a big, huge hit. Anyway, let's go and look for a spot to park up and try some of these donuts, eh? So this is another hotspot area where a lot of tourists usually hang out, especially at all these coffee shops. Some up there, Highlands Coffee, and it's just locals now. Normally this place is packed, people taking photos. There's hardly anyone, especially foreigners. See all the locals here, hardly any foreigners. There's the lake right there, pagoda out there, temple over there, the red bridge over there. So yeah, it's pretty much just locals that are coming here now and checking out this area. And the foreigners that are living here are basically the ones that are just coming and hanging out, going for walks around this lake, doing some exercise, just like myself, doing some shopping in some of this area here. But if you do come here, just note that this area, the Old Quarter, is a lot more expensive than the other areas of Hanoi. The prices are bumped up because it's kind of tourist prices. Even now, some of the prices are bumped up. So this is the kind of thing you got to expect when you come here. Now up that street right there, they usually have a market that goes for like 1 or 2 Ks along that street. It's normally, I think, on a Thursday, Friday and Saturday night. It's really good. You can get some awesome bargains. So I'm wondering if that's going to be open tonight. It is Friday, so if I get some time and I'm around this area still, then maybe I can come and check out that market and see how it goes and maybe grab some bits and pieces. Anyway, let's go around the other side of the lake and let's go and try and park up and chomp into these donuts, eh? So there's the pagoda of Juan Kim Lake. There's the lake there. Got a nice cool breeze. But hardly any tourists. I haven't seen one yet. Mostly just seen all locals just piled up along here, chilling out, chillaxing. So yeah, you've probably seen the mask, and I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like wearing masks, and that's cool, but here in Vietnam I think it's advisable to wear masks, especially if you're on a motorbike like myself. There's a lot of dust, so I don't like dust going up my nose or in my mouth, and I think that's one of the main reasons why I wear my mask. But it's only when I'm on a motorbike. It's not because of the CV or anything like that. So I actually did a vlog about why I wear a mask here in Vietnam, so I make it quite clear that I intentionally wear a mask because of the dust here and the pollution here. But the pollution is kind of cleared up here. It's quite moderate. You can see the skies, blue skies at the moment, a little bit of cloud, so that's pretty good. Anyway, we've got these donuts here that we bought from one of the ladies I normally buy my donuts from when I'm in the old quarter. I've actually been buying those donuts from her since I've actually been here in Vietnam for the past 4 or 5 years, but only when I'm in the old quarter, and they're quite nice. So let's bust one open and show you guys what they're like. So these are them here, so you can see the sesame seeds in there. Very tasty. Kind of got some sweetness in them. They have beans usually in it, like black beans and green beans, which are quite nice. Anyway, Quan Kim Lake, and all the locals doing their thing, walking around. Usually around 5 or 6 o'clock, you'll get a lot of the locals just walking around this whole lake doing their exercise. They don't really like coming out right now and doing their exercise. They like coming when the sun's gone down. So 5 or 6 o'clock, just when the sun's set, you'll see like thousands of them piling up, thousands of the locals coming out. They don't really like the sun here, but you've got really kind of skin like myself, then it doesn't really matter, does it? But I think at the end of the day, and I've done another vlog on this and I've talked about it, is that the Vietnamese, along with some other Southeast Asian countries, they culturally believe that having fair skin is high status. It says that you work in an office, it says that you own a business, and if your skin's kind of darker, then basically you work out in the fields and it's in the low socio-economic grouping. So that's their mentality here. But as I said, it's a cultural thing, and anyway, that's their thing and that's what they believe in. I mean, if they come to New Zealand, they'll see that a lot of the fair-skinned people love sunbathing to try and make their skin brown, which is the totally opposite to what they have here. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get a move on, jump back on the motorbike and check out some more vibes of Hanoi.